Hey guys, it's your girl Jairuslyn and welcome back to another video. Today, this is episode 6 of Real Talk with Jairuslyn. Woo! If you're new to my channel, make sure you give this video a big fat like and subscribe down below to get all my new videos. But before we continue, I came across some shocking statistics. 75.6% of you guys are not subscribed, whilst 24.4% of you are subscribed. So we know what that means, guys. We gotta hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you all receive all my new videos. Also guys, if you want to support my channel, just make sure you head over to one of my shorts or one of my videos and then press the little heart icon that is in the bottom left of the comment section. Press on it and you can either join my supers or my membership to support my channel. Enough of my yapping. Make sure you guys grab your snacks, grab your drinks and grab anything you need and buckle up because today's episode is going to be a great episode. So guys, today's episode is all about FOMO, fear of missing out. Well, to put the proper topic in, it's Gen Z and Gen Alpha, fear of missing out. So Dad, what are some of the questions that come to mind about the topic that we're talking about today?
This is a good and timely topic at the time, the generation that we live in. I think some of the questions that comes to mind is why they find themselves under pressure, why they think that they are missing out, whether being on social media or among friends, even especially in relationship, the fear of being single, and other stuff like comparisons and stuff like that. So I believe that this is a very good and timely topic that we're discussing today. And these are the questions that comes to mind. And I believe that when we dive into the points, we'll be able to explain further why FOMO is very, very important to discuss in this generation.
Okay, so Dad, let's start with social media. Do you think social media contributes to FOMO, fear of missing out in this generation?
I believe so, 100%. That's what I believe. Social media really contributes to the FOMO, fear of missing out. The reason is people are looking at things on social media and thinking that that's the reality of life. But if we're going to be honest with ourselves, even us, and I always tell you that, it's not what is on social media that is the reality. The reality is what you do every blessed day with family, with yourself, when you are alone. That is what is the reality of life. So I believe that social media really contributes to that.
That's great, as it leads us to our first point, the root of fear. I have been there, so I'm not just going to sit here and pretend that I haven't been there, because I have. And we're all different and we all go through it sometimes. So Dad, where do you think this fear comes from?
Great question. Let's go back to social media because that's where we started from. And if you're listening to me, I listen very carefully. I believe that on social media, things are being glamorized, okay? Kind of like staged, things are planned. So when this generation sees all these things, they fall under pressure to catch up with them. We have to understand that social media can be either positive or negative. People fall under pressure of fear, like, why am I being delayed in life because of what they see on social media? But remember that everything is glamorized, everything is staged for content's sake. So this is one of the things that I believe that is happening, that this generation, they look at what is going on social media and they are fearful. They think that, okay, whether being relationship, whether being a lifestyle, whether being like family, they think that they are falling back and they fall into fear. And when fear kicks in, you begin to do things that maybe you're not supposed to do or fall under pressure trying to catch up. So that is where the root of fear is coming from. That they look at what is going on, they think that they are falling back, they think that they are not catching up enough. And like I said, I use the word glamorize. Remember, some are made for content, some are made for
clout.
For clout.
You say nowadays, for clout.
Yeah, for clout. So I think that is the main root of fear coming from.
Yeah. Also, Dad, if I can just add in another question to that. You always talk to me about comparison. So how do you think that links to the root of fear?
Like I said before, because everything is glamorized, you compare yourself to people on social media, or when you find yourself among friendship, you forget about your authenticity, you forget about your gift, your talent. Like I always say, it's okay to admire people, but when you start to compare, there's a saying that comparison kills joy.
Yeah, you always tell me.
Yeah, so it's better to admire people and learn from them rather than to compare. The moment you start to compare yourself to others, you forget about your gift, you forget about that your uniqueness, and you forget about yourself, and you fall into fear and you start comparing. Why am I not doing this? Why am I not doing that? Why is this person doing this? Why this person do that? And you forget about your uniqueness. So that is why I always tell you, don't compare yourself to others, but rather admire them and learn from them.
If I could just butt in there really quickly, and I also think comparison also lowers your self-esteem and your confidence.
I agree.
And it's not a good place to be when you're like looking at other people. Like, God made you how He made you for a reason. So there's no point looking at other people and, oh my God, wishing that you could do this, you can do that. Take care of yourself and live the life God wants you to live, because at the end of the day, you never know the blessings God has in store for you. So just be content with what you have. As my dad always said, be content with what you have and just stop comparing.
And one thing I also want to add to it is, online everything looks perfect, and sometimes even among friends as well, people pretend to be who they are not. And if you're not careful, you always, fall into that FOMO, that fear of missing out, thinking, oh, but everything looks perfect online. But trust me, we do content as well. Sometimes you have to add things to it. I always tell you that don't live a fake life. Things might look perfect online, but don't fall into that trap of thinking.
If I could just say something as well, when people, like, especially like the upcoming like creators or like the small influencers, when they see these big influencers, oh my God, doing this, doing that, they never know like their mental health or like what they're going through. And they always think, oh my God, I want to live this life, I want to live that life. But you actually do not know what they're going through. Because like there are some social media influencers that I see who are my age or a little bit older, even a little bit younger, that I see so many like people making YouTube videos about them. Oh my God, I want to be like them. People in their comments, oh my God, I wish I was pretty like you. I wish I was doing the things you do. But the things that are going on behind closed doors, you guys do not know about. So if you are happy and satisfied with the way you are, don't be comparing yourself to others or wishing you were there. Because guys, I'm telling you, you do not know what some social media creators go through, and their mental state and their mental well-being is just not at the place that they wish. It's just very important to keep your sanity. It's very important.
I wrote this some time ago, that don't envy someone's rain if you don't know how they gathered their clouds. And you don't know how their cloud gathered. And because the rain is pouring, you are just envying them. It's very dangerous to be on that side. So, things might look perfect online, but please don't fall into that trap of FOMO, the fear of missing out.
I think that's a quote. The grass isn't always green on the other side.
Yeah. I've heard about that as well. I agree.
Cool. Okay, now we are moving on to our second point. Dad, is the reality check.
That is true.
Okay, Dad, let me ask you a question. We are still on FOMO, fear of missing out, but I'll narrow it down like into relationships. And I'm pretty sure we can apply it to all aspects of our life.
That's true.
So you've been married for 17 years and counting. Do you think everything we see or every relationship we see mirrors the reality in relationships?
I would say capital no. It is no, because
and no with exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation.
Most of the things we see online are curated or staged, for content or purposes. Reality in relationship is not what we see online. There is no perfect relationship, or there is no perfect life. Like we said, we can apply it in any aspect of our life. If you remember, I always tell you this. It's very important that you don't make people laugh in the public and you cry
in your closet.
If you're listening to me, you have to understand that whatever you are doing amongst your friends or online, it's very important that you have that balance. Again, there is this pressure out there that by hook or crook I have to make it. Okay, by hook or crook I have to be in a relationship. By hook or crook I have to drive that car, or by hook or crook I have to live in that mansion. That pressure. And we have to understand that people go through a process to get there. The reality check is you being in a family, wherever you are, at home. Living in reality helps you to grow, that self-growth. Okay, it helps you to grow. It helps you to learn how to deal with things. It teaches you how to be patient, and it helps you to go through process. That's how life works. So I would say that whatever you see online, never and ever think that, but that's the reality. And there's no point showing to the world that you can cook, meanwhile you don't even know how to boil water. Do that reality check on yourself. Okay, and I always tell you, sometimes you can pull something online, but when people get close to you and they realize that that's not the person that we know, then you are bringing pressure on yourself. You are living a fake lifestyle. So it's very important that please and don't fall into that fear of missing out. Don't always think that what you see online is the reality. It's not. Many things are being staged. If someone's relationship is going well, okay, be happy for them. The pressure to have it all figured out early is unrealistic. Okay, go through process. Surround yourself with people that can help you, whether being your well-being or mental health or character, building your character is very important. Don't fall into that fear of missing out. Okay, go through the process. Take time. Get help. Be in the waiting. Let someone help you to be in alignment with your purpose.
If you guys have made it this far into the video, make sure you give this video a big fat like, comment, subscribe, turn on the post notifications, you guys can receive all my new videos, and comment down below any other videos you'd like us to do. We've already got a whole list that we need to get through, and guys, trust me, we'll get through that soon. But still, engage, talk to us about what we talked about today, and let's resume with episode 6. Okay guys, moving on to our last point, which is what will they say if you don't behave like how they behave, if you don't join their friend group in whatever foolishness they're doing. I'm just going to pass this on to my dad, and he's going to expand on that.
So this point, what would they say? I want to make this statement. These statements have done more harm to this generation than good. What would they say? What if I don't join them? What would they say? What if I don't behave like them? What would they say? We cannot live our life based on what people are saying. Am I communicating?
Yes,
Is that right?
yeah.
We cannot. And these statements have killed many talents, have killed many gifts, have put people into trouble, have connected people into unhealthy connections. So I would say that we cannot live our life like that, thinking of what would they say. We have to learn how to live in solitude. You cannot enjoy someone else's company if you are not happy with yourself. You need to build that. You need to master that. Master yourself. Master staying on your own. I'm not preaching that be antisocial. That's not what I'm saying. We need balance in life. However, if you don't learn that self-worth, if you don't take time to build yourself or your self-confidence, and you're always looking for validation from people because if I don't join them, they might not be my friends. They might not like me. So like you said, you end up joining the foolishness of people and you lose your crown. So I would say that statement have killed many talent, many gifts, many people, caused more harm to people than good. What do you think?
I totally agree. Like the statement that you always say. What's the statement that you always say?
If you follow the crowd,
you lose your crown.
And I want to end with this. Please, if you are listening to us, find your self-worth before anything else, before you enter into relationship. The reason why most of this generation, Gen Z or Gen Alpha, struggling is they don't take time to find themselves. Okay, they are rather looking for validation on social media, looking for validation among friendship, and the truth of the matter is those validation cannot satisfy you enough. So take time with yourself. I'm not preaching antisocial, but take time with yourself, build your self-confidence, build your self-worth, so that when you enter into relationship or when you enter into friendship or even when you're looking at anything on social media, that shouldn't be your validation, because you already know your value, you already know your standards, you already set boundaries and all that. So it's very important that you don't find validation on social media or in friendship.
So guys, before we end episode 6, I just have a few words to share. Don't let social media trick you into thinking that you're missing out, or friends who are trying to take you away from your purpose. Just know you are not behind, you're just in a different chapter. We will come back with another episode. If this hit home, make sure you drop a comment below. Do you guys ever feel pressured because of friends or social media? Drop a comment and we will make sure to discuss it down below. We love you all so much, and we'll see you guys in episode 7 of Real Talk with Jairuslyn. Bye guys.